What would your answers be if you were asked, what's the best and worst horror movie you've ever seen? The two questions, they seem straightforward, but are they really? Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Carl. Today's video is a competition entry for the YouTube channel called Alan Scouser. Alan is on that channel and he's just reached a massive milestone of 500 subscribers. A massive congratulations to you, Alan. So to celebrate this huge milestone, Alan is having a competition where you could win one of two brilliant prizes. Second prize will receive a £10 Amazon gift voucher and a signed movie poster, and first prize will receive a £25 Amazon gift voucher. Please do pop over to Alan's channel and say hello. He's a brilliant guy. He does lots of different reviews, different pickups, and while you're over there, why not enter the competition for yourselves? You never know, you might be lucky. All you have to do is be subscribed to his channel, and you haven't got to make a video like I'm doing. You could just put the answer to his two questions in the comment section on that particular video. Now the two questions Alan is asking seems straightforward enough, and I thought I'd got the answers straight away. But when you start thinking about it, it's actually quite difficult because there's so many films in this particular two sections and it was really hard to choose. So question number one, Alan is asking, what is the worst or boring horror movie you have ever seen? Now I've got three honourable mentions for this one, Alan. The first one is a movie from 2005. I really did like the first movie. I know you didn't like all three of them, but I've gone for the third instalment of this particular trilogy, and it is Urban Legends Bloody Mary. That is my honourable mention. The second honourable mention I have is for a movie from the year 2006. Now this movie is based on the old PlayStation game, and I really had a good time playing this PlayStation game with Stacey back in the day. But the movie was terrible. I did not like it at all. That particular movie is called Silent Hill. The last honourable mention I have is for a movie I haven't seen yet. But how do I know it's terrible if I haven't seen it? Well, everybody says it's really bad. Everyone in the YouTube community says it's bad as well, and it's for this one here, The Nun. I haven't seen this movie yet. I'm going to go into this movie open-minded. You never know, I might like it, but I know there are a lot of people out there that dislike this movie, and I'm going to go in open-minded on that one. Now, I've said that this particular question was really difficult, and the reason for that, everybody is different. I've mentioned three movies there, which are just my personal opinion, but there's probably a group of people out there that really like Silent Hill. I nearly said Urban Legends Bloody Mary. I can't imagine anybody out there liking that. But you never know, there might be. But what I mean is, there might be people out there that really like Silent Hill, and I don't think there's many people out there that like The Nun. So you really do have to think about these answers, because it is only your personal opinion, but there might be people out there that really do like that particular movie. Now the answer to this question, I've gone with a movie from the year 2018. This was the most boringest movie, if that is actually a word, I have ever seen. I could have fell asleep watching this movie. It was terrible. And that movie is called Slender Man. The story of the Slender Man is set in an old town in Massachusetts where a group of friends are fascinated by the internet lure of the Slender Man, and they set out to prove that he does not exist until, you've guessed it, one of them goes missing. Now the story does sound quite good, but the movie was terrible. It was so boring in my personal opinion. Please do put it down in those comments if you did like Slender Man. I would love to know if there was anyone out there that did like Slender Man. And that is my answer for question number 1, the worst horror movie I've ever seen. Now for question number 2, Alan has switched it around. What is your best ever horror movie you have ever seen? Now this was a real difficult one because there are so many horror movies out there that are so good. I love the Halloween franchise. I love the Final Destination franchise as well. But for this one, I've decided to go old school, and I'll tell you why in a moment. I do have one honourable mention. The honourable mention is for the Quiet Place franchise, because for this movie, you have to have complete silence wherever you watch it for this to work. Now this is quite difficult in a cinema where I watched both of them. But when I watched The Quiet Place, the first one, there was only me, Stacey, and about 2 or 3 other couples in there. So this was quite easy to stay quiet. This movie requires quietness. And A Quiet Place Part 2 was packed. The whole cinema was packed. And it was so quiet. And when you hear that saying, you could hear a pin drop in the cinema. Well, guess what I did? I dropped half a packet of M&Ms loose on the floor, and I could see everybody staring at me. That's how silent that cinema was. And that was just such a good experience for a horror movie. 1 and 2, because you need that silence, and that was just so good. But that is my honourable mention. I've chosen a movie, and it is from 1984. Yeah, it was released in 1985 here in the UK. A Nightmare on Elm Street. Stars Robert Englund as Fred Krueger. He is the only guy that can play Freddy Krueger. The movie was directed by Wes Craven, and this is a story about a serial killer that visits kids in their dreams. It was such a good movie back in the day. It's a classic today, and I just have fond memories of watching it with my parents and my dad moaning at me saying, "What a load of shit you've got out." But it was brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant, and it's still going strong today because you have to understand it's a dream, so anything can happen in a dream. So my best ever horror movie I've ever watched is A Nightmare on Elm Street. That's the one I've gone for, although I am a Halloween fan now. But that is another story. Please do pop over to Alan's channel. He's a great guy. Those are my 2 answers to Alan's questions. Go over there, subscribe to him, answer the 2 questions yourself, and you'll be entered into that draw. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this competition entry. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.